Watch this.
What's up, guys? It is AB Anthony, and I have another chronicle for you. I hate this topic. I hate talking about it. I hate thinking about it. I don't like this topic. When I started, writing this down and the differences between the forum and the chronicles and everything like that, one thing I wanted to make sure both series employed was the fact that they were positive. And I want to keep it that way. I like to keep things positive because that's the only way you can kind of get through these journeys sometimes, is to be positive about it. And yeah, this isn't a positive topic. Oh, and by the way, yes, this is the shirt that I had on with some of the other pictures that you see before in the intro video and things of that nature. I couldn't throw it away. I threw away a lot of my clothes, but this one I had to keep. I think I look good in purple for them, I really do. But yeah, I went on ahead and brought this with me. I figured it would be appropriate. Here's the thing. I feel as though if I don't inform you of this, then I pretty much am not doing my job as a moderator. There are consequences to our actions, and there are consequences to the actions that we take upon our body. And here's the thing, and with weight loss, granted, yes, it's hard, but here's the thing, in the grand scheme of things, weight loss can flow and ebb at the whim of itself, basically, at the drop of a hat. It doesn't really take long to lose or gain weight. But muscle, on the other hand, muscle is like a 4-year degree. You have to have commitment in order to build muscle, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take around 3 to 4 years, actually, in order to get yourself to your genetic potential in terms of muscle, okay? But there is one other problem that usurps them both. And here's the thing. It is your skin form. And if I didn't come across letting you know about this, then I would be selling myself and you short. Here's the thing, okay? This is for the people that are pretty much morbidly obese. I hate using that term because even now I'm considered obese. So it's for people who basically have a long journey ahead of them. Let's put it that way. This kind of goes out to you guys, my brothers and sisters, kind of thing. And because you guys are definitely my brothers and sisters, and I want you to be aware of this. And so with surgeries, gastric bypass and lap band, definitely I would say the gastric bypass is a little bit more successful. Here's the thing, okay? And I am no doctor and I am no fitness guru. I'm not neither one of those. I am really good at weight loss because I've learned and studied and all that kind of good stuff. And of course I have the experience and stuff like that, but I am not those two branches. I stick to weight loss. That's what this channel is about, and that's pretty much how I work with things. But gastric bypass, here's the thing. What it does is basically it makes it so that your body cannot absorb as many nutrients into your stomach, basically. And so, and here's the thing, and this is what kind of gets people, is they don't really look at the long-term situation. They look at the fat loss and they're okay with it. But fat, as we talked about, is the easiest in the tier between fat, muscle, and skin. That can ebb and flow very quickly. But muscle and skin takes some serious time. And when you do things like the gastric bypass, basically it makes it so that your body can't absorb as many nutrients, and that's and that's pretty much the gist of it. So you're supposed to eat healthy, but here's the secret form. What happens if you don't? Okay, well, the secret is you're going to lose weight with the gastric and with the lap band if it holds, no matter what you do. Period. Okay? I want to make that clear. Okay? So what happens if you ate, and I hate to pick on McDonald's, but a quarter pounder or half a quarter pounder? Well, and a quarter pounder is pretty much considered to be, to your body at least, garbage, okay? And I'm not talking about McDonald's. I wish them best of luck. Me and McDonald's had our thing. We had a fling back in the day. So, you know, I'm not dissing McDonald's in no stretch of the imagination, but to our body, it possesses very few nutrients used to make your body grow, make it survive, and things of that nature. So what happens if you did that? Well, with gastric and lap band, technically you would be considered full. You know, because of course, you know how it works, you know, you're considered full. However, you really haven't absorbed any of the nutrients needed for your body to thrive. So what happens is it goes into starvation mode. So it looks for anything quick and easy, as we talk about the easiest path. And it basically uses that for its source. That's why it stores fat in the first place. So yeah, in terms of fat loss, you'll burn fat, absolutely. But the aftermath of that, because you can't stop it, okay? It's going to burn fat and eventually it will get to your muscle. And when that happens, the aftermath is skin. And sometimes in those cases, the end result can actually be worse than the starting point. You know, and I'm not trying to make this seem super negative. I'm really not. It's just I want you to be aware of the consequences of certain actions. And for me personally, that's what drove me away from gastric and lap bands and things of that nature. I have, you know, firsthand experience of what they can do and what is the end result. And I knew in my heart of hearts how I perceived myself was counterproductive to what gastric and lap band would have done for me. Okay, I never perceived myself as being someone who was skinny. I never wanted that. I wanted to be muscular. I wanted to be like a juggernaut. You know, I never felt myself identifying with skinny. You know, and so that's why I didn't go about it. But in any event, the price, skin, it is evil, I guess. It's a very vengeful physicality, I guess is the best way to say that. You can't expect to lose weight and expect to look like people who've never gained weight in the first place. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have skin left over that hasn't fully adjusted to your new frame. That's why lifting weights is so important, because it kind of fills you out a little bit and it helps your skin adjust. And it is very, very, very important. And the more you slack off from losing weight while doing weight loss, the more your skin is going to usurp your results, okay? And granted, it's going to be different for everybody. Nobody's the same. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I want you to be aware that fat and muscle are not the only problems you face in your road to weight loss. Skin is the numero uno, number one. It's the serious one. It's the one you have to watch out for, because if you don't, your results are going to be shocking in more ways than one. And you know, I am no different to this. I mean, there you go. You know, and that's actually, you know, compared to, you know, other things. I mean, I've only been at this for a year, and you know, that's not even. I don't know. I never really considered it bad. I think it's just one of those kind of crutches you have to carry with it. And you know, of course, I'm working towards it. But here's the thing for them. And I know I've said this before. You know, I started off with just straight cardio. But here's what cardio does for you. It builds your endurance, and it makes it so that whenever you do lift weights, you know, you can kind of go at it for quite some time. And that's pretty much how I went about it. And of course, the 2 to 3 months, you know, I was at cardio, then I went to weights. And when I did weights, I'm talking 3 to 5 days, you know, and then 5 to 7 once I got accustomed accustomed to it, of serious weights. I mean, I was at it, every single body part. That's why my skin was able to, bounce back a lot better than most people. And that's something that I really have to stress, and something that I truly learned. And and of course, as Chronicles and forum episodes progress, I'll start talking about different products. Like a product that I currently have is called Bio Oil. I'll put a link to it, and basically it helps with stretch marks, but it doesn't really do much for skin. And I'll do reviews about that kind of stuff and things of that nature. If you guys have any ideas as well, go ahead and post, and I'll try it out and see what I think. But skin is the dagger, basically, and you just have to make sure when you're on your road to weight loss that you do not ignore weights, because that can be very, very detrimental in the long run. And I didn't want this to be too long, so I'll probably cut it here. We'll talk about different styles of lifting, different styles of cardio in order to help you lose weight. But till then, AB out.